What is up, Drum Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into this. Oh my gosh, the big drama for your mama of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer reveal is whether or not we should have a mini-map. I don't know, man. Call of Duty sort of just seems to try to do things to make it different, even though it has no idea what it's doing. It's sort of like, yeah, let's remove the mini-map, but at the end of the day, why? Why are we removing the mini-map? And I understand, like, here's the thing, right? If you don't know, you can get a personal UAV with 2 kills. 3 kills? 3 kills. But you can use Hardline, makes it 2. Then you can get a actual team UAV with 4 kills. Hardline, 3 kills. And then an advanced UAV is 7 or 8 kills. And that sounds really cool now. I thought about that, right? Because everyone's saying, bring back the minimap. Present company included. But, first off, none of us have played the game. Well, I have. I played it early back, like, way before the pre-alpha build, and they had a mini-map on that build. So, you know what, I'm not privy to what it's like playing without the mini-map, but a ton of Call of Duty YouTubers, including Drifter and T-Mar and Exclusive Ace and everybody, and even Nero Cinema, who hasn't even played the game yet, Nero Cinema, has said that we need a mini-map. This is so stupid. Why we don't have a mini-map? Because the best example we can use of not having a mini-map for all of us here is Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts didn't have a mini-map. It had the SATCOM, and it didn't show an actual, it showed a map. Map's cool, right? It didn't actually show where the players bleeped at. It didn't have little red dots when people fired off their weapons. What it had was a general direction within that mini-map. Sort of like a hybrid of what we have now with Call of Duty Modern Warfare and, typical Call of Duty's a mini-map with a directional, area of where people are shooting from. Duh. Okay, 2 + 2 = 4. We're all following along. Great. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd appreciate it. So here lies the issue, right, that we have without a mini-map. Not knowing where your teammates are, not knowing where the heck anyone is on the map, not knowing what kind of routes or routes you can take depending upon the position of your enemies or your players and your own teammates. More of a tactical style. You sort of would just be guessing. It's sort of like, what? It takes a huge aspect of the game away without the mini-map. Like, the mini-map just isn't about, like, knowing where enemies are. Like, people keep saying, well, not people, idiots, morons who themselves on a regular basis and don't even bother changing their diapers and just sit there and drink G Fuel and play Call of Duty all day and just, suck the cod like Super MLG, Black and Decker, Pecker, Wrecker hookers. Those kind of idiots are arguing about, whether or not the minimap should be in the game based upon one facet. Oh my God, we don't know where the people enemies are. We're chasing red dots. And that's just one aspect of the minimap. Also having the minimap is, spatial recognition of where or not your teammates may be in correspondence to the A or B flag if you're playing objective modes, or even just knowing where they are in a team deathmatch and maybe using flanking routes, because if you didn't notice, a lot of these maps are huge. They're really big. Just like when I your mom. Huge, okay? Damn ass haters. But to answer the question where I started off from about the UAV and the fact you can, get your own personal UAV, right? That's great. So that might be a response from the knuckle-dragging morons. Like, what, 8 thoughts? You can get your own personal UAV with only 2 kills using Hardline, and you can get like a team UAV with only 3 kills using Hardline, and then like 7 kills with an advanced UAV with the, Hardline. That sounds really great and all, that's really good. But see, the problem now becomes if you want a UAV, you now have to waste your kill streaks. You are now making it almost like a crutch kill streak. Just like a lot of Call of Duties have like crutch perks that everyone has to use in order to be competitive in this sweat and G Fuel infested Call of Duty MLG era of kids who rather sit home and play video games all day hoping to be the next freaking Shroud than going out and actually getting exercise. Whatever, I'm just an old man ranting. But the problem is, though, that these now things, if you want, like a UAV, become kill streaks that are crutch. But at the same time, it takes away from other kill streaks, so then you have to, manage what's more important, not knowing where your teammates are and knowing where the enemy is and having an advantage that way, or, having something like a cool kill streak like the Chopper Gunner or the Juggernaut or the AC-130 above, right? So it becomes a balance issue. So Drifter just made a video, and he had a really good point on how to deal with this. Like, what? The reason why they don't have a mini-map, because Infinity Ward wants the game to be more immersive. And I totally get down with that. I totally agree with that. Like, I've been watching gameplay and no mini-map. It'd be nice, because it gets annoying to constantly be watching the mini-map. It becomes a staple of Call of Duty, or it has been a staple of Call of Duty, rather, for many, many years, bros. And quite frankly, always staring at the minimap, minimap watching, red dot watching, just chasing the red dots, kind of has become stale. So just for the sake of change, even though I don't really enjoy not having a minimap there, even though we haven't played the game, we don't know from example, we're just, listening to what the other Call of Duty suckers have been saying and just taking their word for it. And quite frankly, a lot of them are all saying the same thing. We need a minimap. But Drifter's answer to this is don't get a minimap with just the red dots. Maybe do something kind of like Call of Duty Ghosts. At least that way you have a visual representation of what the map looks like on the left, and you can also see where your teammates are at and sort of, try to judge on what kind of, strategic roundabout, maybe flanking you're going to do, or running headfirst into action like a crazy person and just, guns blazing and hoping for the best. Like it gives you more options. And without a mini-map, it's not just about red dot chasing and knowing where the enemies are, as a knuckle-dragging Call of Duty eSport G Fuel dorks would say. It's not just about that. Those guys are just looking at it for one angle. There's a lot more than just a mini-map than just knowing where the enemies are. But then you also have another argument that, like, that's great, Infinity Ward. You're really about immersion. You're really about not looking at the mini-map. You're really about, people just playing the game and feeling like as if they're really in a war. It's like, it's realistic military Call of Duty shooter, right? But here's the thing, my friend. Here's my thing. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, as the great Too Short said. It is what it is. You can't turn Drifter into an alpha male stud like yours truly 8 Thoughts. Some things are just what they are. And if you're trying to, flip the script and make the game different, I don't think removing the minimap is a great idea for another reason other than the fact that you're now just totally negating the hardcore aspect of the game. Like, that's what hardcore mode is. Hardcore mode is like no minimap, just running around, which, could be an argument for all you G Fuel, dick riding Call of Duty fanboys out there, because people play hardcore, it still works fine there. People still get around the map, they still figure out what's going on, people still survive, people still play that mode. I mean, Korean Savage himself is some hardcore fanboy and plays a ton of hardcore and does really well at that aspect of the game. So maybe, maybe all these people crying about not having a minimap, maybe the fact that, people are just scared of change, maybe 90% of the people who are complaining about not having a minimap haven't even played the game. So as I'm actually making this video, I'm kind of changing my own mind about the fact that we don't need a minimap, especially since the fact it only takes 2 kills with hardline to get your own personal UAV, making the minimap even more important in the normal setting. So, you know what, man? Maybe we don't need a map. Maybe we should all wait until the beta. Maybe we should all wait and play that first and not take the opinion of all these other Call of Duty YouTubers out here, because honestly, most Call of Duty YouTubers aren't even good at the game. Surprise, like they're average players. But then also at the same time, esports is going to have a mini-map, right? So I don't know, man. It's a hit and miss. There's got to be some kind of happy, lucky go, middle ground that we can all meet on. And I think that maybe a mini-map without actually showing the opposing team, that might be good. But then also Infinity Ward has said that they're going to have a system in place once the final build is done to where you actually can see the outline of your teammates running around the map. So, you know what, man? I don't know. But I don't really think it's a black and white situation here, like minimap, no minimap. I think there's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken into consideration, and there's a lot of, actual answers that I think would still make everyone happy and still keep the game. We'll see what happens. I'm just 8 Thoughts, the most alpha male elite Call of Duty athlete, out here. So what does it even matter what I say? I've been playing Minecraft more than I've been Call of Duty. So forget about it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what, man? Call of Duty has always had a minimap. That's sort of like having a steak without any meat. It's like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't. But you know what makes sense? Smashing that like button and subscribing. I'll tell you that much. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know what else I can say about this. It's definitely a discussion we're all having. It's definitely a hot topic. It's definitely something that, needs to be considered very strongly by everybody involved, because it will change, I think, the game drastically. With all that being said, my friends, my name is 8 Thoughts. Thank you very much for dropping on by. I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing video, which I'm sure you did because it was awesome. And last but not least, my pedigree chums, you all stay black and don't the hunt crack or turn shape to believe movies, hard to spring chemtrails, down to the jobs, go try something, who was all your flat music, fake, all no business, forest, and flowers, gay, white man. Bring you all down. See you on the next video. Peace out.